Hey, listen, when I got in this business is in '69 and there were no roles for black folks.
Yes.
So I understood that I had to pave my own path. I had to create my own, right? Because I walked in there and it was a built-in no, and I had to find a way to turn those heads around.
Richard Lawson just dropped a bomb, and it's shaking up the internet. He basically confirmed the whispers that Beyonce herself might have sabotaged her own stepsister Bianca Lawson's career, and people are losing it. Richard, who's not just any Hollywood veteran, but Tina Knowles' ex-husband and Beyonce's former stepdad, cracked open a pot of tea that's been brewing for decades, and the steam is burning hot. Now let's set the stage. Bianca Lawson, Richard's daughter, is Beyonce and Solange's stepsister by marriage. And Bianca's resume is stacked with iconic TV roles. Saved by the Bell, The New Class, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Pretty Little Liars, Queen Sugar. She's been everywhere, but somehow she never broke into that untouchable A-list lane. She's always been the actress you instantly recognize, the one who steals every scene, but never the face plastered on giant movie posters. Fans have been scratching their heads for years wondering why. Richard, in a recent sit-down, didn't name names directly, but his words had the streets buzzing.
Her life became what it was, in terms of the girls and what they created, and then we kind of lost track of each other throughout those developmental years, and then when we reconnected, there was a lot of affinity that we had and respect.
He spoke on Bianca's undeniable talent, her decades of consistent work, and how politics in the industry kept her from climbing higher. And here's the kicker. When someone tied to the Knowles family drops the word politics, fans don't think Hollywood politics. They hear Knowles Carter politics. That's when things get spicy. Richard's careful wording reignited old rumors, whispers that Beyonce's camp allegedly made sure nobody around her could outshine her spotlight.
She was such a perfectionist that, she didn't stop short of what, of failure, meaning that she was going for her image and what she saw in her mind, and she wouldn't accept no for an answer on any level. She would go for it, no matter the cost. She just would go.
And let's be real, Bianca had the looks, the skills, and the drive to take over Hollywood. But instead, she was kept in the shadows, always the best friend, the side character, the background beauty, never the lead. Now fans are connecting the dots and pointing fingers at Beyonce, saying she wanted it that way. And the wild part? Richard has always been Bianca's loudest supporter, pushing her talent, reminding the world she deserved more. His latest words got people thinking maybe the truth was sitting right in front of us this whole time. Richard Lawson has always been Bianca's biggest hype man. Every interview, every red carpet, every chance he gets, he brags about her like the proud dad he is. So when his tone suddenly shifted, hinting at forces that may have blocked her shine, fans instantly took it as the confirmation they've been waiting for. People have been screaming sabotage since the early 2000s, and now it feels like the puzzle pieces are falling into place. And let's not pretend Hollywood hasn't played this game before. Superstars holding on to their spotlight by dimming everyone else's light is practically a tradition. Think Diana Ross versus Florence Ballard, Madonna, and the proteges she kept in her shadow, even the way people still accuse Kris Jenner of making sure Kim got the fame while Khloe and Kourtney stayed as sidekicks. Fame is power, and in this industry, even blood ties don't stop someone from protecting their empire. So here's the messy question trending all over the internet. Did Beyonce, the most powerful black woman in music, actually pull strings to keep her own stepsister from climbing into A-list territory? Richard didn't drop her name directly, but he didn't have to. Fans are connecting the dots, and social media is running wild. And here's the gag. In a family that built an empire on talent and image, the idea that one sister might have allegedly blocked another from her shine is a scandal you can't hide behind a glossy Vogue cover. And if you've watched TV or movies over the last 30 years, you've definitely seen Bianca Lawson's face. She's that actress who shows up in everything, nails her role, and then somehow fades into the background while the spotlight shifts to someone else. That's exactly why fans are now rewatching her career with suspicion. Lining up her credits makes it clear. Bianca should have been a household name a long time ago. She first broke out in the mid-90s on Saved by the Bell, the new class, and that was just the beginning. Bianca Lawson had that magic mix, the charm, the screen presence, the kind of aura that kept casting directors calling her back again and again. She slid into Buffy the Vampire Slayer as Kendra, the fierce slayer that fans still hype up decades later. Then she took over teen TV royalty with shows like Dawson's Creek, Pretty Little Liars, and The Secret Life of the American Teenager. If you were tuned into anything that shaped a generation, Bianca was there, stealing scenes like it was second nature. And she didn't stop there. Even the legendary Ava DuVernay handpicked her for Queen Sugar, where Bianca delivered some of her strongest, most layered performances ever. That role stamped her as a serious actress who could handle complexity and depth with ease. She could flip from slaying vampires to carrying a small-town drama without missing a beat. But here's the twist. With all that range and consistency, she still never broke into the top-tier household name status. And that's when people start whispering. Normally, an actress with Bianca's resume eventually lands a breakout role. The blockbuster, the lead, the cultural icon moment. But Bianca? She's been booked and busy for decades, yet always in the supporting lane, never the crowned queen, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. So what happened? Some folks blame timing, pointing out that in the late 90s and early 2000s, Hollywood wasn't exactly flooding black actresses with leading roles. Unless you were Halle Berry or Angela Bassett, you were boxed in as the sidekick, the friend, or the love interest. But others say that excuse doesn't hold up anymore. Fans look at Bianca's consistency, her undeniable talent, and her powerful Hollywood connections. Richard Lawson as her father, Tina Knowles as her stepmother, and Beyoncé as her stepsister. And wonder how in the world she never leveled up. That's when the sabotage rumors start sliding right back in. The internet argues that Bianca's rise lined up too closely with Beyoncé's peak. While Beyoncé was stepping into her throne as the face of global black excellence, Bianca's potential ascension could have been seen as a distraction, or even competition, within the family brand. It sounds messy, but when you look at Hollywood history, it doesn't sound impossible. Think about it. Janet Jackson's acting never soared because the Jackson machine boxed her in as a pop star. Solange carved her lane as the artsy sister because going head-to-head with Beyoncé was career suicide. Families in this business know the truth. Only one gets to be the superstar. And when you really look at it, Bianca Lawson had everything to be that girl. The looks, the talent, the resume. Yet she stayed in the shadows. That's why Richard Lawson hinting at politics hit so hard. Fans stopped blaming bad luck and started asking if those politics had Beyoncé's fingerprints all over them. It's one thing for people to say Bianca never got her flowers, but it's another to believe Beyoncé might have kept those flowers from ever being delivered. Now, Beyoncé has never spoken on Bianca's career. She doesn't have to. Her silence is loud. But Richard's comments poured gasoline on a rumor that's been bubbling for years. And in Hollywood, power is everything. So who had more power than Beyoncé at the exact moment Bianca's career should have exploded? Here's the messy allegation. While Bianca was stacking roles in cult classics, Beyoncé was stepping out of Destiny's Child, laser-focused on becoming the global icon. And some insiders claim part of that plan meant shutting down distractions, even making sure no woman in her orbit, not even family, could outshine her. Bianca Lawson proved she could do it all. Teen drama, supernatural, family sagas. With the right push, she could have been a household name. Instead, she got boxed in as the eternal side character. The cousin, the best friend, the girl who pops up in season 2 and disappears by season 3. Meanwhile, Beyoncé was stacking Oscar-worthy roles in Dreamgirls and crafting her actress-singer icon package. Two careers rising at the same time, but only one dominating headlines. And don't act like sabotage is far-fetched. Diana Ross and Florence Ballard, Madonna blocking younger rivals, Kris Jenner keeping Kim center stage while her sisters played sidekicks. Fame is ruthless. Richard Lawson's words may have been subtle, but fans swear they sounded like confirmation. He praised Bianca's talent, but added that sometimes politics are involved. He didn't drop Beyoncé's name. But when your daughter is Bianca Lawson and your ex-wife is Tina Knowles, who else could politics mean? And here's where it gets even messier. Whispers say it wasn't just about blocking roles. Allegedly, Beyoncé's camp wanted the Knowles brand focused only on her. A breakout Bianca could have ruined that narrative. Headlines like, Beyoncé's stepsister takes over Hollywood would have split the spotlight. And if you know the Carter Empire, you know they don't share power. None of this is proven. But in gossip culture, perception is power. And right now, the perception is Beyoncé dimmed Bianca's shine, which makes Richard's little nod to politics sound way more like a pointed confirmation than a vague complaint. Richard Lawson didn't have to say Beyoncé's name. The internet did it for him. And just like that, Bianca versus Beyoncé turned into a full-blown family feud. The comment sections lit up like a holiday cookout fight, with fans throwing shade left and right. Bianca stans, who've been riding for her since Buffy and Pretty Little Liars, swear Richard's politics comment was proof of what they always suspected. Something bigger kept her from crossing into A-list territory. Tweets and TikToks started flying, with people claiming Beyoncé uses her power to stall anyone in her orbit. Some even dragged in Chloe and Halle, suggesting they were signed just to be sidelined. Fans were calling it a classic industry tactic, control the shine before it threatens the main act. But of course, the Bayhive came swinging. They flooded timelines defending their queen, calling the whole thing projection. To them, Bianca wasn't blocked. She just chose safe roles and never chased the spotlight. And that's why the drama won't die, because Bianca's career has always lived in that strange in-between. She's the familiar face you recognize instantly, but never see on magazine covers. That's exactly why the sabotage theory sticks. In a family where Beyoncé shot to global superstardom, Bianca staying stuck in the forever supporting actress lane feels way too suspicious for fans to ignore. Back in the 2000s, blind items hinted at a world-famous singer who froze out women in her circle to protect her brand. Tumblr threads even accused Beyoncé of being cutthroat, pointing to how she went solo, while Latavia and Latoya vanished from the spotlight. Fair or not, those old patterns fuel today's Bianca drama. The internet made it even messier with edits. Bianca's best acting moments spliced next to Beyoncé's movie clips, captions reading, "Lawson deserved the Oscars." Others flipped it, posting Beyoncé's Grammys alongside Bianca tagged as booked but background. Fans aren't just gossiping about careers, they're calling out what feels like a family feud. And that's what makes this scandal hit harder. These two are technically sisters, tied by marriage, which means whispers of sabotage cut deeper than Hollywood politics. This is family politics, and betrayal always stings louder when it's blood versus brand. That's why Richard Lawson's words hit like a bomb. Because when you strip it all down, you're not just looking at Bianca Lawson's stalled career or Beyoncé's superstardom. You're staring at the messy reality of two women connected by family and talent, but living on two completely different levels of fame, with whispers that one might have kept the other from climbing higher. Let's rewind. When Richard Lawson married Tina Knowles in 2015, the Lawson and Knowles clans officially blended. That meant Bianca became stepsister to Beyoncé and Solange, a family stacked with Hollywood pedigree on one side and music royalty on the other. From the outside, it looked unstoppable. Fans assumed everyone in that house would shine. But Bianca's career stayed steady, never explosive. So when Richard mentioned politics, people started asking if those politics lived right inside his own family. And history shows it's not far-fetched. Michael Jackson's stardom eclipsed his siblings. Kim Kardashian's spotlight overshadowed Kourtney and Khloe. In these dynasties, usually only one star gets the throne. The painful part? Bianca isn't just another actress. she's respected. Co-stars rave about her, directors praise her, fans adore her. She's crossed genres, played teenagers well into her 30s, and appeared in shows that defined multiple eras of TV. In another world, she'd be headlining films and collecting Emmys by now. Instead, she became the eternal scene stealer. Always noticed, never crowned. That gap between her talent and recognition is exactly where fans plug in the sabotage theory. Richard Lawson may never say Beyoncé's name, but when he blamed politics, to fans, that was all the confirmation they needed. And when you think about how fiercely Beyoncé protects her image, her brand, her crown, it's easy for people to believe she wouldn't want anyone, even family, threatening that empire. So what happens now? Bianca Lawson will probably keep doing what she's always done, taking roles, delivering flawless performances, and being the actress everyone recognizes but few truly know by name. Meanwhile, Beyoncé stays Queen Bey, untouchable, unbothered, unchallenged. And Richard Lawson? His comments cracked the door just enough for the internet to run wild with the rest. At this point, whether Beyoncé sabotaged Bianca's career or not almost doesn't even matter. The rumor is alive, the debate is trending, and Bianca's name is finally getting the attention it always deserved. Because if fame is a game of power, Beyoncé already won. But if history remembers Bianca as the star who was never allowed to rise, Richard's quiet politics might be the one note that rewrites the family legacy forever. And that's the tea. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and drop your thoughts in the comments. And I'll see you in the next one.